Scarface. You think Godfather 1 and 2 is better than Scarface. So go ahead. I'm gonna let you go first, being that you know you the legend, you my role model, you my hero. Go ahead and tell me why you picking Godfather.
Well, The Godfather 1 and 2, well, we could take them separately. The Godfather is just one of the greatest movies ever made, period, because it transcends, gangsterism. It transcends like that whole genre. It's a film about life and humanity and in the battles of spirituality and all of these things wrapped up in, what seems like a gangster mafia film. It's a film about family, about ethics, morals, codes. It's just one of the best films ever made. And when you compare it to Scarface, was a genre about a particular place, in a particular lifestyle, and it was more of a glamorized version of what the life is really like. Whereas The Godfather is like how it actually really is in real life. You know what I'm saying? As far as that those type environments where that type of stuff goes on, that it's more slow paced, it's more boring to say the least. You know what I mean? When real stuff is going down, it's real life being
Wow,
lived.
wow, you
You know,
firing shots.
So how you feel about it?
You firing shots. You still got 23 seconds.
Oh, well, I mean that, and then
Well,
when you go
listen,
to something like a sequel,
you got
would you, go ahead. Now go ahead.
no, no, you got 10 seconds. Go ahead.
Oh, I could just let it
You
ride out.
got 7 seconds.
I was trying to give you more time on your end.
All right. It's about to be my turn now.
All right.
All right. So now, more or less, Scarface is the ultimate human success story. Like Scarface is not even an American success story. When you look at Tony Montana coming from being a deportee, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Being in the deportation camps. You did going from there, coming to Miami, working in the burger stand. You know what I mean? Going from that, to getting with the connect and making this move. You know what I'm saying? This dude's really working from the bottom up and becoming one of the most powerful dudes, in that part of town, really America. Like that's ultimate American success story, and it's also, very informative as far as learning the pitfalls of ego and learning the pitfalls. You understand, of not having a balanced life. You dig? So you learn so much. You learn how you could go from something, and you learn also how you can become too much of something where you believe your height. Understand, if he was just a little bit more quiet, if he was just a little bit more patient, you understand, he could have rode that thing out. So I think Scarface really epitomizes, you understand, to today's modern culture. You dig? Where dudes come up and they come up fast and they crash and burn. So for me, it's really a learning lesson, man. It's one of the greatest tutorials in how not to screw up, how to come up and how not to screw up. You understand what I'm talking about? Like epic. Nothing has ever captured the human success story the way Scarface has captured the human success story. And nothing has ever captured the human failure. You dig what happens when a man allows his ego to lead him. You understand? It shows how great you can be. It's something that we learn, you dig, in the Torah, and it says God made man last. Why did God make man last? Because if man ever got too high on himself, God will let him know, listen, man, I made the ganat. That's the little thing that it doesn't even live. As soon as it eats something, it explodes. You understand? God made man last so he could never get too besides himself. And that's what Scarface teaches us. It teaches you that you can go from nothing to the greatest thing. And if you don't have perspective, you can also self-destruct.
Mm, mm. Well, the Godfather teaches you some of those same things, but quintessentially, The Godfather is the greatest American dream story ever told. Because let's start with The Godfather Part Two. Is when you go beforehand and you found out how Vito Corleone became who he was. He was an immigrant. His family was killed in front of his eyes. His mother was killed in front of his eyes. So he fled to this country like many other immigrants from many different parts of the world, and he came to this country and made something out of nothing. The same way, but to take it further, where he ended up. Now you talking about political societies throughout the world. Vito Corleone, he was in the politician. He was past the police. You talking about mayors and senators and congressmen. They was changing laws and that sort of. So it shows you how far and how deep the rabbit hole goes as far as when it comes to playing this game of capitalism, of the haves and the have-nots. So, and it's so universal that they were dealing with many different cultures and many different people beyond just their own. And it also, in a sense, has some biblical tones to it in terms of Michael Corleone dealing with his brother Fredo. That's Cain and Abel. His own brother was trying to set him up to get knocked off. And he's like, yo, you my younger brother. Like, you know what I mean? And he had to deal with that, and then had to deal with it. It was like, this is business, but he had to slay the dragon, even though it was his own flesh and blood. So I just think with those tones, dealing with love, the love of a woman and family and the things that you hold high, your moral codes, to me, there's just really no comparison. Because again, like Scarface was for that time, and it was such a glamorized version of what was really happening, that's not how it really is when you out there in the field. It's not like that. That's how music videos look. But music videos are fake. In real life, there's a certain pace that's going on. Nah, they are. I'm not wilding. It's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody can rent a car and you can get the spot and it looks all gravy, but that's for the moment. It's not like that when the cameras go off. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel.
Well, hold on. Your time is up. It's my time. So check this out, bro. Scarface is the poor man's champion. He's this poor man's hero. Like, when you talk about biblical connotations, look at how his anger and his inability to control himself led to him killing his own sister. Right? Scarface ended up killing his own sister. Because he killed Homeboy, even though Homeboy married his sister. So he killed him, and then the sister ended up killing herself because he didn't know how to control himself. And that's a great lesson to learn, man. It don't matter how much money you have. It don't matter how much power you have. If you don't know how to think, if you don't know how to control your emotions, you're going to self-destruct. And it's a wrap. So when you talk about real lessons to be learned, to me, Godfather is one of the greatest films ever made. But Godfather is not necessarily universal, because Godfather is a bit more sophisticated and more intellectual. Scarface is the everyman's drama. You understand? Everybody, even the most uneducated, the most simple-minded dude could look at Scarface and say, wow. You understand? I could learn from that. You did all the mistakes he made. Look at him and his wife. It shows you how no matter how much money you have, you still can't make a broad happy.
Oh, really?
You go last.
So basically, we talking about chess and checkers. And so in my opinion, you're saying Scarface is checkers and the Godfather is chess. The bottom line is, even a person who's skilled at checkers one day wants to learn how to play chess. And that's why bringing it back to the films is The Godfather is a bit more sophisticated, but life itself is more sophisticated as you grow and as you evolve and as you start to see how spread out the webs of a certain system are. And The Godfather is the type of film you can really study. See, Scarface, you could go out there, get your gat, and you go get busy, and you just impulsive. Godfather is going to teach you how to sit down, think about what you're doing, think 5 moves ahead.
No, you know what I'm saying? Come on,
this is
you
just what it is
right now.
This is it. The proof is in the pudding. So anybody out there, just go check both of the films out. You know what I'm saying? Have your own opinion, but at the end of the day, Godfather 1 and 2 is, period, without a doubt, one of the greatest, films or couple of the films ever made that touches on every single string of the human experience in some shape or form. I mean, it goes without a doubt. You know what I mean? So, and I love Scarface. Scarface, that's good to like
Scarface,
get you geeked up.